with a plant. May I now request Mr. Jan Kishore, MD and CEO of SBI Mutual Funds, to please welcome Mr. C.S. Setty. Mr. Jan Kishore, sir, may I request you to also welcome Mr. Ashwini Kumar Tiwari, MD of State Bank of India. Thank you, ma'am and sirs. And first up, let's take a look at the scope and reach of the JanNivesh SIP.
भारत की अर्थव्यवस्था आज तेजी से बढ़ रही है। निवेश की दुनिया आज लगातार बढ़ रही है, लेकिन उसके साथ साथ आज भी करोड़ों लोग इस तरक्की से दूर हैं। आज भी पहला कदम उठाने से झिझकते हैं। कल्पना कीजिए कैसा हो अगर भारत में हर किसी को आगे बढ़ने का मौका मिले। निवेश से उत्पन्न तरक्की घर घर पहुंचे। महानगरों से शहरों तक, शहरों से कस्बों तक, कस्बों से गांव तक, जहां संपन्नता का अधिकार सिर्फ बड़े निवेशकों का ही नहीं, बल्कि हर आम इंसान का हो। सवाल यह है कि क्या आगे बढ़ता इंडिया भारत को साथ लेकर चलेगा? क्या हम सबके लिए निवेश के मौके बना पाएंगे? और जवाब साफ है, ये बिल्कुल संभव है। हमें निवेश को सरल, सुलभ और सुरक्षित बनाना होगा। हर भारतीय के लिए आसान बनाना होगा, क्योंकि असली तरक्की तभी होगी जब कोई पीछे न छूटे। सेबी की अनूठी सोच को आगे बढ़ाते हुए एसबीआई की मदद से एसबीआई म्यूचुअल फंड की एक पहल जो हर भारतीय को निवेश से जोड़ने के लिए बनी है। जन निवेश एसआईपी सिर्फ 250 रुपए से शुरू होने वाला एक सरल और किफायती सिस्टमैटिक इन्वेस्टमेंट प्लान, ताकि छोटे बचतकर्ता से लेकर संगठित और असंगठित क्षेत्र के हर व्यक्ति को संपन्न होने का अवसर मिले। जन निवेश एसआईपी डिजिटल इंडिया के वादे को और गहराई तक ले जाता है, करोड़ों भारतीय निवेशकों तक पहुंचाता है। ऑनलाइन और फिनटेक प्लेटफॉर्म्स के जरिए उपलब्ध यह सुविधा देश में बढ़ती डिजिटल जागरूकता की लहर पर सवार है। निवेश एक सुरक्षित भविष्य की ओर बढ़ने का कदम है और एसबीआई म्यूचुअल फंड इस बदलाव को संभव बनाने के लिए वचनबद्ध है। आइए अब सबको साथ लेकर चलने का वक्त आ गया है। जन निवेश को पूरे भारत तक पहुंचाने का वक्त आ गया है। जन निवेश एसआईपी, हमारा वादा जन जन तक पूंजी निवेश के अवसर पहुंचाने का, क्योंकि जन निवेश है जन जन का निवेश। जय हिंद। भारत की अर्थव्यवस्था आज तेजी से बढ़ रही है।
And at SBI Mutual Fund, we are very, very conscious of this responsibility, and which is why the SBI Balanced Advantage Fund, which is a hybrid fund for its blend of stability and growth, which has been chosen as the vehicle for the JanNivesh SIP investments. So to get started, may I invite Mr. Jan Kishore, MD and CEO of SBI Mutual Funds, for his welcome address and opening remarks.
Thank you, Sumera. Good afternoon. Honorable Chairperson SEBI, Srimati Madhabi Puri Buch, Chairman SBI, Shri C.S. Setty, distinguished full-time members of SEBI, Managing Directors of SBI, Senior Officials of SEBI, Deputy Managing Directors of SBI, esteemed FinTech partners, CEOs of exchanges, AMFI, CAMPS, MFU, members of the press, and friends and partners in our journey. It's both a privilege and an honor to stand before you today as we embark on an important journey, the sachetization of the Systemic Investment Plan, the SIPs. This initiative aims to enable low-income investors to access mutual funds through smaller, affordable investments, thus promoting financial inclusion on a broader scale. Today's endeavor is not just about individual aspirations. It is a collective effort of innovation, collaboration, and transformation. India is on the verge of a significant economic and financial transformation. As we approach the milestone of becoming the fifth largest economy in the world, financial inclusion is the cornerstone that will fuel this growth story. Through dynamic reforms, digital empowerment, and robust regulatory framework, we are cultivating an ecosystem where opportunities flourish and investments power progress. The role of financial markets and institutions, guided by SEBI's leadership, is crucial in shaping an inclusive and resilient economy. Programs such as Jan Dhan Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana, and Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana have played a pivotal role in ensuring that the financial inclusion reaches the masses across India. Our primary objective is to expose the citizenry to the benefits of capital markets through a systemic and professionally managed approach. However, despite the tremendous growth in the mutual fund industry, participation remains limited to a specific segment of population. In the past decade, we have seen six-fold increase in the asset under management in the mutual fund industry. However, only 5 crore investors, merely 4% of the total population, are actively participating in this space. Furthermore, a mere 19% of the mutual fund assets come from B30 locations, with individual investors in these areas holding only 27.16% of the total industry assets. While the mutual fund industry has witnessed greater acceptance, these figures highlight that significant gaps remain, especially in the most remote and underserved regions of our country. Our vision for inclusive and sustainable growth is built on a principle that every individual should have access to financial services. Despite significant strides in the financial inclusion, as evidenced by the RBI's Financial Inclusion Index, we lag behind global peers in mutual fund penetration. Currently, only 1 in 10 bank account holders have invested in a mutual fund product. While access to banking is a crucial first step towards inclusive growth, it is equally vital to provide individuals with tools and opportunities to invest for a secure future. The advancement in technology today allows us to reach a vast population with unprecedented ease. Our aim is to create opportunities where individuals, regardless of their geographical location, background, or income level, can actively participate in and benefit from the growth of India's capital markets. In line with this, the JanNivesh initiative seeks to bring mutual fund investing to every household in the country, enabling investors to begin their systematic investments with as little as Rs 250. Through this initiative, we aspire to extend the reach of mutual funds to every hamlet, village, town, and city, offering an opportunity for citizens to invest in the capital market securities through professionally managed funds. In today's world, access to financial services is not a luxury. It is an essential need. We are highly optimistic about the next phase of growth in India's economy and are committed to creating investment opportunities that allow individuals at the bottom of the economic pyramid to embark on their investment journey with confidence. We are deeply grateful for the unwavering support of our parent organization in making this offering economically viable. We also extend our gratitude to our fintech partners for their reach in bringing this initiative to a larger population. With SBI's strong brand presence and our shared vision, we are confident that the JanNivesh will be a catalyst for a revolutionary shift in the financial landscape of India. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And it's true, a dream this big could not have been possible without the collaboration of the entire ecosystem. State Bank of India, with over 500 million customers, is truly the banker to every Indian, and who better to lead the charge of JanNivesh. May I invite Mr. C.S. Setty, Chairman of State Bank of India, to share his vision of how State Bank plans to bring millions of Indians into the formal investing landscape.
Respected Chairperson SEBI, my colleagues from both banking industry as well as mutual fund industry, media friends who are here today. I must thank ma'am for sparing some time for this event. The first time I met her on a plane, I think she has quoted from a bit of my conversation with her. Let me also quote from my conversation with her. Her passion for democratizing investment was very evident in that one of our travel we did together. And I promised her, in case if we have to launch, we will be launching this product together under the SBI Mutual Fund brand. I think, ma'am, thank you very much for making this a reality. But why Jan Nivesh should be pioneered by SBI? I was just sharing with her before coming for this meeting. Today, there are three elements of financial inclusion. One is having access to the bank account. Today, we have 33% share in that Prime Minister Jan Dhan accounts. We opened more than 15 crore accounts in the Prime Minister Jan Dhan account. And to tell you, most of these accounts are opened with zero balance. And with our continuous engagement through our branches as well as our customer service points, which are the franchisee point, business correspondent, we have one of the lowest number of accounts which are zero balance today. All of them are funded. And I think we take pride in saying that we have achieved the first stage of financial inclusion by bringing these millions of people into the banking fold. That's number one. Number two, the second element is insurance in the financial inclusion space. We have been the front runner in terms of ensuring that the millions are covered under the Jan Suraksha scheme. For the people who may not be familiar, Jan Suraksha scheme covered three products which are managed by the Department of Financial Services. One is Prime Minister Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana. This is a micro life insurance. Prime Minister Suraksha Bima Yojana, which is a micro accident insurance, and Atal Pension Yojana to provide pension to the families. Under these schemes, today SBI has 40% market share in Jan Suraksha scheme. And we have tremendously brought millions of people covered under this. We take pride in saying that during COVID, where people have lost their lives, we have ensured that the simplification of settlement under the Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana are ensured to thousands of people who have lost lives here. I think this is very important to realize that the second element of Jan Suraksha is today completely moved to an end-to-end digital process, and on the end-to-end digital process, both with the help of General Insurance Council as well as Life Insurance Council, crores of policies are issued in a year. I think this is an extremely important step what the Government of India has taken in terms of providing insurance to everyone. And the second is the third piece which was missing in our overall financial inclusion space is the investment piece. Investment is a function of what is the disposable income people have. The first stage of the inclusion is that, financial inclusion is that whether they have ability to transact formally through a banking channel that has been assured. The second thing is that if anything happens to the family or the breadwinner, how is it protected? That insurance part is taken care of. Now, with various measures taken by the Government of India to ensure that the per capita income, if we have to really realize our dream of Viksit Bharat by 2047, what we want to achieve is in terms of not only the overall GDP of the economy, but also the per capita income of the Indian families and Indian individuals. If we are looking at $10,000 per capita income, obviously people would look to invest a part of that. and how do you prepare them to invest safely? And in our view, I think one of the safest investment in the last decade or so, which has picked up, is SIP. And I was also sharing with ma'am that the original SIP in the banking industry is the recurring deposit, right? We all have grown up with the recurring deposit, and we do not want to move people who want banking safety and have their small savings to be captured. 2 months ago, we launched a product called Har Ghar Lakhpati. You give the families the option to become Lakhpati, a simple option, and choose, ask them, whether they want to, how much they want to, if their end objective is to become 1 lakh or Lakhpati in a year, how much they have to save in a 15 days at 1 month level. And this small, simple recurring deposit product has been launched. I'm proud to say that in 2 months of this launch, almost 45 days ago, we've opened 6.3 lakh Har Ghar Lakhpati accounts in the bank. So, our view is that all this investment, insurance, and which is being done both on the micro level as well as through private efforts, are not mutually exclusive. They all have to go hand in hand to ensure that the millions of Indians are covered by these 3 elements of financial inclusion. And I'm glad today I'm standing in front of you. One of the most critical junctures of moving towards JanNivesh. It may not really be that millions of people will start doing Chota SIP immediately, but we want to create that awareness. And in case if somebody wants to move to investment, how do we handhold them? How do we handhold the small people that to be part of this journey of economic development of the country, financialization of the economy? We want to take them along with us. And I believe that the savings, micro insurance, and micro investment are not mutually exclusive. They all will be strengthening the fabric of Indian families' economy. Thank you very much. Thanks again, ma'am, for this opportunity. I also promised to Chairperson, I think through my team, that we will not be charging SBI MF on this scheme. I think this will be something which we would like to, our fintech partners can take their own view. Don't be afraid on that. But as at an SBI, our commitment to financial inclusion, we would like to ensure that there are no charges, there are no commission earned on this, and it would be a free service to our customers towards financialization. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. On behalf of every Indian whom Jan Nivesh will touch, I thank you for your leadership role in doing away with the transaction costs for the JanNivesh SIP, and I'm sure it will provide direction also to the entire industry. Well, the scale and reach that Mr. Setty spoke about will be possible only through the cutting-edge innovations of our fintech partners, many of whom are here with us today. And just for everybody to know, between Grow, Paytm, Zerodha, and Yono, they're responsible for over 70% of the robo industry's transactions in just this financial year alone. So very big thank you to all of you for making this possible. Now to where it all began. It was a seed of an idea which was cultivated with foresight and precision. Jan Nivesh is a testament to her vision of financially empowering every Indian. Among the many revolutionary steps that ma'am has taken, I think the JanNivesh SIP has been one of the dreams that she has held closest to her heart, and it's finally time for it to go down in history. So we thank her for championing the cause of the marginalized Indian and invite her to speak. Please put your hands together for SEBI Chairperson, Ms. Madhabi Puri Buch.
Sit down.
Mr. Setty, my partner in crime. Ladies and gentlemen, such a pleasure to be here. It really was one of my fondest dreams. So it's really wonderful to be standing here on the verge of what I know is going to be a success. I must say that Mr. Setty may be a little bit modest here, that maybe not everybody is going to line up for a 250 rupee SIP, because as an ex-banker, I can tell you, we were so consistently jealous of SBI. Just the sheer power of reach and the power of the trust that every SBI bank manager enjoys with the citizens of this country. It was a force that we were extremely jealous of as bankers. So today I'm very confident that it is going to be a success. I am sure that in another 2 to 3 years, we will not only be referring to SBI as the banker to every Indian, but also the investment manager to every Indian. So this is my favorite slide, which I love to present as my vision of financial inclusion. To me, the girl child, happy, healthy, clearly in school studying, not working away somewhere, toiling away on a smoking chula, and equally importantly, accessing technology. To me, this is the perfect picture of financial inclusion. And that aspiration that increasingly every household has for their children, including the girl child, I believe that a large part of that vision and that dream of every household can come to life if they participate in the wealth creation of the nation. We all know that wealth is being created. The question is, does it reach every nook and corner of our country so that those girls can look forward to a wonderful future? Am I pointing in the right direction? Okay. This 250 rupee SIP, and when we discuss this, globally, either at IOSCO, where all the market regulators get together, or when some foreign investors come and meet us in SEBI, they can't believe it. It's like a $3 investment per month, and you are saying that this is going to be viable? And I said, yes, that's the whole idea. So over the last many months, what is it that we have really been able to pull together in a model of partnership with the entire ecosystem, which is going to make this product viable? See, many of the mutual funds today also have products which are 100 rupee SIP or 500 rupee SIP, but they are not viable. And having come from the business side of the markets, I know that you can have it there as a tick box product, but you'll never push it, because if it's not viable and the unit cost is such that you're just going to lose more and more money on every new customer you onboard, it's just not going to be viable. So our whole effort was really to bring down the break-even period. And the target that we had set to the ecosystem was, I said, look, if the break-even period exceeds 2 to 3 years, no CEO is going to push it. So that's our target, that's where it has to come. So I must say, it is so wonderful to see that the entire ecosystem has come together. The mutual funds, the RTAs, the KRAs, the depositories, everybody came together in the spirit of partnership to make the product break even between 2 to 3 years, so that every mutual fund sees it as a real growth opportunity and not as a cost center. Now, on that cake, when Mr. Setty told me that he's put the icing on the cake and said that SBI will actually not charge the transaction charges, because the transaction charges for the bank transfer is actually a reasonable portion when the transaction itself is so small, those charges also add up. So when he said this to me, it was like icing on the cake. So thank you very much, SBI. So I used to always say the market ecosystem is supporting us in this partnership. Now I have to extend it to the banking system also. All of this, I think, has really been possible because of technology. This is again one of my favorite slides. Again, when I go globally, I speak to people. the scale that we are able to achieve in our country and the fact that it is profitable scale really comes from the deployment of technology. So the quality of service delivery goes up, the efficiency goes up, speed goes up, and yet cost keeps coming down. So we are really in this magical space where we can create the economies of scale and we can actually create financial inclusion, and at the same time the companies that do this can also prosper. So the concept of the bottom of the pyramid and making it profitable is here and now, thanks to technology. And to my mind, this is perhaps going to be the biggest and best manifestation of that. As I said, this ad has always inspired me. This is what an institution like SBI carries, that ethos and that culture of saying every Indian. So as I said, sir, in a few years from now, ek ad banega, investment manager to every Indian. And this together is really when we say that we are talking about a Viksit Bharat and an inclusive Bharat, and India and Bharat moving together. I love the film, thank you. I think this is really what we're talking about, that as India grows and wealth gets created, it gets distributed in the hands of everybody, even if it is in a very, very small way. So to me, this is really the meaning of JanNivesh, and I really look forward to seeing the success of this initiative. Thank you.
All right, and finally it's time to launch the JanNivesh SIP. So may I please request Ms. Madhabi Puri Buch, Mr. C.S. Setty, Mr. Ashwini Kumar Tiwari, Mr. Nand Kishore, and all our fintech partners, Mr. Harsh Jain, co-founder and COO of Grow, Mr. Vijay Shekhar Sharma, CEO of Paytm, Mr. Varun Sridhar, CEO of Paytm Services, Mr. Venu Madhav, COO of Zerodha, and Mr. Nitin Chuk, DMD Digital at SBI, to please join us for the launch. So thank you so much to all of you. So really, the one message today is that let no one be left behind. As of right now, every Indian will be